Smoky. Okay, these are the 3-inch pieces. I like to mark them just in case I mix things up, because I'm also going to cut the other door, cut the pieces for the other door. Alright, this isn't the best fit. I would have to notch out a little spot on the door frame to get that to be able to come in far enough. Because right now it would stop if I just made a hole for the latches. I'd probably only get it in about that deep. Which kind of still works if I put the strike plate in there. Or I could just go with a standard entry handle, which I didn't really want to do. That is also pretty close, but I still have a little bit of room to work with the entry handle and deadbolt, so that spacing works on that. And maybe this too, I don't know, maybe I could go ahead and just make a hole and just try it out. If I don't like it, I could always switch it up. So that stops right about there. That is sitting back pretty far. That the handle latch is just barely catching at that point, at least on the frame. And this thing actually does stand up a little bit, so that might work out. Go like that. Actually, that might work perfect. Okay, never mind. Should be good. So we'll cut a wide hole for those. And yeah, this looks a whole lot better. But then again, they'd be matching, and I could rekey them to match. They'd all take the same key. But I already paid for these. Options. Let me think about this for a second. It would be nice to have all the keys matching. Yeah, also the thickness is kind of... The thickness is going to be an issue too. It can work, and at 1.5 inches it actually works okay. And that, at that point, that shaft is just barely grabbing on to this plastic handle, and I could just see that easily breaking. I could add on to that or weld onto it and make a little thing of my own. Extend that out, but it's, you know, I think I'll just save this for like a cabinet or something, or like a outside. Actually, I could probably use those on my outside hatches, my ordered some Zerk caps, so keep things nice. Got the ones with the little leash and ones without. So we'll put the ones without on the Zerks that don't get oiled or greased very often. Like on those door hinges. Probably get greased once every blue moon. So we got just the normal caps. 6 of them. And I got the ones with the leash. Like down below on the U-joints and stuff that get greased a little more often. Got the centers on this lock and handle framing marked, as well as the centers on the doors to make that easy to line up. Okay, I forgot to measure for the window, which is going to be the old kitchen window. That turned sideways fits right in there, and it even will roll up. So I can have a window that opens. So this is going to have to come down a little bit. I already cut this piece, so it's supposed to go right there, right about there. But put that right there. More reinforcement, I guess. I also got the bottom quarter clamped over, so that might help pull things back just a little bit. Wow, that worked out awesome. I made that, brought that in from an 1/8 inch off to maybe like a 1/32, if even that. It's almost perfect. That is awesome. Got everything welded up. Got the back door braced up. A little extra support on the door. Some support on the lock framing there. And divides the door in half. So when I cut the sheets for this, I don't have to bring a whole sheet. I can just bring 2 smaller sheets that are easier to manage. So that looks pretty good to me. It'd make a little more sense to have some cross pieces, some gussets. But all this 1.5 inch steel square tube is very strong and it's not really necessary. So we're just doing this one piece of support in the middle. Alright, we got some thicker 10 gauge for mounting the lock sets into. Okay, each lock box, or whatever you want to call that, handle box. Each of the areas I'm going to set the locks and handles into are 3 1/8 inches wide. You need one at 6 7/8. Just got some fresh grease in this thing. Let's go ahead and lube these up. Okay, that should keep things lubricated and it'll help keep moisture out of there too. Make sure I get all the excess off. We don't want to paint these later. Could have greased them up later, but I wanted to make sure moisture didn't get in there and wanted to protect these brass bushings. Spacers, maybe called. A little bit of a difference, not a huge amount. Those hinges already moved pretty smoothly. But yeah, we'll keep the moisture out. I'll give it a pressure wash. I think these will work a little bit better than the ones they come with. Yeah. Okay, I want the handle a little bit up from the bottom. Do like 1/2 inch. So we'll mark the center on that. And then the deadbolt, I think looks good right about there. Center on that. And we can take all the way around. Oops. I'll mark the side here. bottom. And we'll do the back. Okay, now everything is center marked around that door. Okay, we've got the marks placed for how high I want to go on each lock or handle. Now I need to figure out how far in I need to go. Okay. So I'm making sure this is extended all the way out, since that's going in kind of deep. I don't want the locks getting too close to this edge here. See, I'll just do that's centered about there. And like right on the edge. I guess that'll be all right. Got market centers on these too. Be a 3/4 inch. See how hard the stuff is to drill. That's pretty handy. They look about the same size. I wonder if these are interchangeable. That's really cool. Sweet. There you go. Okay, that bit also snapped like it was nothing. Went and found my old rigid hole saw. Let's see how that does. Yeah, much better tool. Alright, I think I managed to almost, there we go, knocked out that drill bit that broke off. Okay, got everything pre-drilled. And I did it all with this like 15-year-old rigid drill bit. Somewhat dull rigid drill bit. That my wrist is hurting. But it did it. Jesus. Okay, we took the broken tools back and got some better stuff at Harbor Freight. I guess what I should have been using was bimetal hole saws. I didn't have too much of a problem with the hole saw on that. It did say that it was wood or metal, and I assumed that the arbor would have been wood or metal, but that snapped with very little effort, and this thing, even though it's dull, went and drilled the other 14 or 13 holes. No problem. Bimetal. I need the 1 inch. And we got a 2 1/8 inch. And then we got my old rigid arbor. With this arbor I can replace it with any bit I want. I don't have to find some special bit. And that snapped because the hole saw dug in and shoved it sideways, but that is cutting pretty good. Still kind of a lot of force going into that. Grab one of these. Actually, I could probably take the bit out of the, oh, there we go. Probably take the bit out of this. Going to try cutting a lot slower so it doesn't try. Alright, I did it. That stuff is a nightmare to cut through. I think this is hardened or something. killing my arm. I cannot believe this thing is still cutting holes. By the second cut, half its teeth were broken off. I'll show you once I get this piece out of here. Thing is messed up. Still cutting though. Oh my god. I can't believe this thing drilled all those holes. By the third hole on the front, I was certain I was gonna have to go get that other bit. And it's probably mostly my fault too for going in too fast when the plug was about to come out, because the metal started to open up as I was reaching the back of the cut, and the teeth would dig in. I was going a little too fast on the first holes over there, and it grabbed it really good. And so I learned a little bit of a technique through all that, just going slow and fast, or slow or pushing lightly. So anyway, that all worked out. Okay, I'll be sure to go through the vacuum and get the insides of these cleaned out. I think there is a drill bit still left up in this one. Yeah. Also got a couple of these smaller 1-inch plugs down in the bottom there, which are gonna bug me. They don't seem to be making any noise, not rattling or anything. Already tried shaking the door. But yeah, let's see if I can't figure out how to get that out. Or maybe I'll just squirt some caulking down there to try and hold it in place so I don't have to hear any rattling when I'm driving. Okay, just got the holes cut out for the latches and the deadbolts and latches. No broken teeth on the 1-inch, though it is off center now. Here, there's a couple little skinny magnets. They're really strong though. I think I can put those in the side. And grabbed a bunch of shavings. some metal shavings before I get the plug. Holy moly. You know, with all those metal shavings in there, I don't think I'm going to be hearing any rattling. Wasn't that neat? I found a perfectly intact, like Hornet. Looks like a Hornet shedding. Okay, I'm gonna clean up these jagged edges with the 1-inch flap wheel. I also need to open up these inner holes a little bit because this for some reason will fit through the front but not the back. Nope, that one went through. Yeah, hangs up just a little bit on that back hole. A lot better. Much better. Need to flip these lock cylinders. On the handles. This double deadbolt idea looks a little weirder than I pictured it. Probably it would have looked better if I had just 2 deadbolts and then a handle. But that just makes a little more sense to me to have the bolts even on either side of the handle. Definitely weird having that kind of handle on the driver door, but that'll work. Sticks out a little bit. Looks kind of funny, but that should be, I'm sure that'll be covered up a little bit by the mirror, which will go probably right about there, so it's not going to stick out any farther than that. But yeah, it works. I like it. Alright, now let's get these strike plate and deadbolt plate on there. Alright, that worked out pretty good. The strike plate could use a couple washers. Screws can't quite tighten far enough. A couple washers, maybe a couple small adjustments, but that's pretty dang close to what I want. Alright, you guys, stay tuned. We need to go around and weld up all these seams. Need to paint. All this hardware will come back off. But that is looking awesome. Glad to finally have the handles and locks on there.